Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We are on the Raid Shadow Legends test server. I'm also wearing, hang on, I'm wearing a green t-shirt. Well, it doesn't look that green compared to the green screen, but it's green enough that I'm slightly see-through here. But we'll just roll with it. Why the heck not? Let's go with it. We are going to jump on and take a look at the new champions coming in this patch. So let's take a look-see, shall we? First of all, we've got Incarnate, or the Incarnate, if you are familiar with her first name. She is, of course, the fusion. We just want to look at her base stats, basically. We've already seen the full details on her skills. I'll flick them up so you can pause the video. I also got a tuft of hair that didn't go in the man bun, apparently. But here are her skills if you want to see. Let's look at her base stats. So nothing too special. She's got the 20 base accuracy, which is fairly standard. She does obviously need accuracy as well, though she gets some from her passive. 40 resist, okay. Her speed 100, it's okay. She does have very high defense, so look, maybe she'll do some damage. We'll obviously do a full play test of her. That will be out soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But that's the Incarnate. Not too excited about her, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, Holzring is new from, he's obviously not a new champion, but his rebalance, there we go, is live, which is cool. So he now has just more direct hits and easier to get his buffs. I didn't realize I'd get him. Oh, I've got Vitreous as well on the test server, so maybe we'll do a little showcase of these champions. That could actually be quite fun. I'd be quite curious to see Holzring in Hydra, for instance. So let me know in the comments, do you want to see these champions showcase on the test server? I have neither one. They're both new for my account, so this would be the time. Matias Blackflail. Oh, he's cool. Okay, I think this is a new model. Oh my god, he doesn't have a hand. How cool is that? I think this is a unique model. Instead of a hand, he just has a hoop where this, what do you even call this? It's like a chain lasso or something goes through. That's kind of awesome. I dig it. He looks sick. That's definitely, I think, a new model, new stance and everything. Looks sick. I'm impressed. All right. So he is a HP champion. Okay, he's got, okay, again, nothing too special in terms of his stats. Let's take a look at what he does. Darken the Sky. Attacks one enemy 3 times. He has Force Affinity HP base, by the way. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 30 booking to 40% chance to remove one random buff from the target and also heals him by 20% of the damage inflicted. Now, he does only have 50% crit damage baseline, so he's not going to do probably that insane damage, but this is indicating you might want to build him as a damage dealer. Each hit removing a random buff. Well, actually, that makes it kind of awkward because he's going to want accuracy as well. Interesting. Not an amazing start, but let's see. Maybe it's synergized with the rest of his kit. He could get bonus accuracy or something, right? Death Whirl. 4 turn goes to a 3 turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies. Place an extra hit on enemies under no buffs. Extra hit. Okay, he's definitely a damage dealer. Extra hit will ignore 20% of the target's defense. Each hit also heals all allies by 20% of the damage inflicted. Okay, so heals himself with his A1. Heals all allies with the A2. This one is, I'd say, awkward-ish in Arena. You could obviously, Polymorph still exists, which is a problem. But if you're, not at high-end PvP, and he's not going to be high-end, when you think we're talking about high-end Arena, where people are covered in 6-star Polymorph, right? Which is where a good chunk of content creators are, and where the, top of Live Arena, the top of Plat, in fact, the entirety of Plat Arena is. That meta there is covered in top-tier Void Legendaries, but mythicals as well. Like a regular legendary is just almost never. Armand's is probably the only one that makes it in. Even Duchess doesn't really anymore. So bearing that in mind, you could run him with a buff stripper, right? So for more mid arena, even later game arena, maybe. So the extra hit's going to do a massive chunk of damage, right? The extra hit is going to be stronger than the initial hit, but you need to have no buffs on the enemies. For wave-based content, PvE, where you can really bring in that level of, PvE waves, Cursed City or whatever, they don't have 6-star Polymorph, at least not yet. Hopefully they never will. But yeah, and it's going to heal your team. Face the Black Veil! 6 turn goes to a 4 turn cooldown, puts increased resistance and reflect damage on all allies for 2 turns, and puts taunt on this champion for 2 turns. Intriguing. Okay, so again, for Arena, maybe. Right, for mid-gamey sort of Arena, okay, stop any debuffs, reflect damage. It's probably the only place that's really good. That could be okay for Fire Knight. It doesn't really have... Well, actually for Fire Knight, it's not bad. Triple hit A1, reflect damage, increase resistance. Okay. Passive Red Mist, counterattacks with Darken the Sky when hit while under a taunt buff. It is his A1. Okay, so when he's hit, he will counterattack with his A1. He might do some okay things in Fire Knight, right? The reflect damage will chip off the Fire Knight shield. He will counterattack with a triple hit A1. He can heal up your team. He can maybe hit kind of hard, help clear the waves. He's interesting. Yeah, he's an interesting champion. He's kind of cool. Okay, I like him. I like him. Again, he doesn't seem like it's going to be top end, but for wave-based content, he's going to be great. Like, you imagine Cursed City, increased resistance, taunt, the reflect damage, the healing, the extra hit. He'd be great for, like, Cursed City. He'd be great for Fire Knight bosses in Cursed City where your roster's limited, you know, all of that stuff. He's got some potential. He's not too shabby, actually. Again, he's not top tier, but he's not too shabby. Ooh, okay. Hello. Viz the Noxious. I actually recorded a video. Oh, look at him. Yes, he's HP based. I did a video and I talked about how I want the next Faction Unity champion for the ogres to be HP based. Yeah, this guy does it. This guy, okay. He's not Scrag the Slaughterer. He's not Grease's Skulltooth, but he's sort of in between. He looks a bit like Scrag with paint on and pimped out. I like him. Looks fantastic. Probably poison? Noxious? Here we go. Oops, sorry. Let's check out his aura. Increase ally HP in all battles 30%. He is a HP based legendary. Cool. Ally speed by 15% in all battles for ogres. It's actually a really solid aura. Yeah, it's solid. Let's take a look. Render Flesh. A1 attacks all enemies. 35 going to 50% chance to instantly activate poison or HP burn. Yo, okay. That's a crazy good A1. Obviously, he will have some affinity issues, but I think that's the first champion in the game that can do it AoE. Dark Kale can do it with his A1 single target. Pretty darn good. Are there any ally attack? There's no ally attack. There is counterattack with Skull Crusher. No, there's no ally attack. Man, an ally attacker in this faction would be really good. Where is he for this guy? Yeah, okay. Venge Fire. 4 turn goes to 3 turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies. 75 goes to 100% chance of putting 2 poisons and a HP burn for 2 turns. Just a really solid move, honestly. 3 turn cooldown AoE burn and 2 poisons, and then the A1 can explode them. Great for Hydra, great for almost everywhere. Spider, Ice Golem, everything. That's a really good combo. Then let's look at his faction skills. This is a great start. Despoiler of Anhelt, 5 turn, goes to a 3 turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies, so everything's an AoE attack. Wow, okay. Before attacking, puts increased accuracy in all allies for 2 turns. Increases the duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn, and decreases the duration of ally debuffs by 1 turn. Before we talk about the faction unity stuff, bit of a funky one, right? Because you probably want to open with this one, so you would not be benefiting from the increased accuracy, and neither would your team. And they'd be, unless you're like double the speed of everyone else, right? You're going to put out this stuff, then extend the debuffs. Like if you open with increased accuracy so your team can place debuffs, well, you're not going to be extending them. That's a strange one, that. It's a strange one. But okay, it's a good move. This is a great move for Hydra. Again, just increase accuracy for the team, AoE attack, increase enemy debuffs, decrease ally debuffs, so remove like the provokes, the fears. Cool. One faction ally puts increased speed on all allies for 2 turns. Man, that's a great move. He's a great Hydra champion, even with just 1 faction ally. Grisor, bam, done. Done. Is there anyone else? Apart from Grisor, Shamrock, but he's bringing increased speed. Not great. Gerptuk is niche. There's not much else good for... Oh, never mind. Ugo. You could easily run Ugo, Grisor, this guy. You could easily get 2 faction allies for Hydra. 30% increased speed with 1 faction allies. That makes that really solid. 2 faction allies. Increase enemy debuffs by 2 turns. Whoa, decrease ally debuffs by 2 turns. That's not super useful. I mean, it does remove poisons and burns, that sort of stuff. I say for Hydra, it could fully remove a heal reduction, I guess. I think that lasts 2 turns. So for Hydra, somewhat useful. For wave-based content, he's not really PvP, maybe? Let's see what else he does. 3 faction allies. This guy's cool, though. Heals all allies by 5% if this champ's max HP. Does have high max HP. Heals them by an additional 2%. Stacks up to 50%. For every debuff has its duration increased. And every ally debuff has its duration decreased by this skill. Interesting. So that could do... I'm presuming it's 55%. Like, it's not going to give you 2% to 5%. Like, what is that, 0.0 something? I don't know. That would be depressing. It's surely not. Surely not. I think it would be 0.01. Oh, I don't know. It's surely like 7% up to 55%. That could be a massive heal. Again, in Hydra, wow, in Hydra, that could be amazing. In Arena, maybe it could be even a massive heal as well. Let's look at this passive too. Bone Grinder Brand increases each ally's accuracy by 10 for each HP burn and poison debuff on the enemy team. If there's multiple champions, that's a little bit awkward to do. That would be a lot of accuracy in like Spider. Right, you come into Spider, you do all of this stuff. Yeah. One faction ally, HP burn and poison debuffs placed by allies do 30% more damage. What? Okay. Whoa, well, we're cooking. I don't think there's anything else like this in the game. Like, there's poison sensitivity, but it would stack with that. I don't think there's anything else like this in the game. This is brand new. 2 faction allies. Increase damage dealt by allies by 5% for each burn and poison debuff on a target. Okay, so on a target. So he's gonna... I mean, it's still 15% more damage. But again, in Hydra, let's say, there's lots of heads immune to poison, but in wave-based content... a lot of enemies are... You'll get 3 of these out. I mean, he could potentially stack up... Not impossible to stack up 5 debuffs. You can only ever have 1 burn. But you could easily enough, with this extension, that's when you get... You got to have 2 faction allies. You could easily extend it. Easily get to 5. You could easily get a lot. I will say, you'll run into a problem against Hydra. You'll fill up the bar, and you won't be able to provoke the head, and then everything will be cleansed. That's something. 3 faction allies. HP burn and poison debuffs placed by allies cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred. Oh man, you'll really fill up the bar. You could easily end up in a scenario in Auto and Hydra where you can't even put decreased defense or decreased speed. Everything's just poisons and burns, and that would be pretty bad. That would be a big damage loss. It would be funny. Intriguing. Very intriguing champion. I like this one a lot. I'm going to say this right now. Probably my favorite faction... Yeah, probably my favorite faction unity champion so far. I think he's got the most broad usefulness, I would say. Not really an arena champion. Yes, with Incinerate, you could put out the burn. You could even put him with the poison blessing as well. But, you know, you might put him with the new blessing. Remember, the new blessings, I think, are coming with this patch. I haven't checked it yet, actually. But you could put him so he's got a chance to land the burn through Poison Cloud. And that would be great, right? Just get the burn on and then you can start doing damage. Like just blowing up the poisons and burns. I guess he does that. He will work very well with ally attack and Hydra with this. Very well indeed. And extending the debuffs. Yeah, like I said, he's a very good champion. Grisor is by far the best option in this faction. Ugo is really good as well. After that, it's much more limited. Like Skrank, yes, he's a great Hydra champion, but he's a burner. And this guy's already bringing the burn. So Skrank is okay, but not amazing. Like Siege Hulk is good, but not really for Hydra. Like for Hydra, it's slim pickings. Gizmak, again, he's also a burner though, right? And also giving you increased speed, so it would kind of be not overkill, but it's a little bit redundant running the 2 together. He needs more champions. I think if you got Grisor, yeah, I guess you wouldn't have the 3. You'd be missing the heal. That's not too important, and you'd have the stuff not be able to be removed. Again, that's not too important for Hydra. Like, I think you get this guy, you run him with Grisor and Ugo and Hydra, and I'm like, dear lord, you're got a monster key right there. Like, that's actually insane. That's cool. Yeah, that's a spicy one. Pity I don't have Grisor. But then again, I'm not going to get the faction unity guy. This is an epic. Cool. Srixa Stripy for the lizards. New model again. This guy's sick, actually. Assassin lizard. I dig it. He's got a crossbow. He's got daggers. Got mini daggers on his front. Could you kill someone with a dagger? I guess if you hit them in an artery in their like neck or leg or something. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. That's like probably puncture a lung. Could that reach your heart? Probably. Yeah. You know what? I don't want to get stabbed by those. Let's put it like that. He's an attack champion. Decent attack. 60% crit damage. He's squishy. So attack in arena battles, 20. So an arena champion. Interesting. Probably this guy. We'll see if there's other epics. This guy is almost Quite likely part of the fusion. Sometimes they do add just a void epic that's not part of the fusion, though. We'll see. We'll come back to it and confirm if he is. If there's no other epic, he's going to be the fusion epic, right? Harmonious Strike attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 15 goes to 30% chance of placing a stun. Okay, so 2 chances to stun. He's void, so no weak hits there. Okay, not bad, not bad. Blades of Finality. 4 goes to a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks one enemy twice. Ignores shield, increase defense, and strengthen. Each hit also heals him by 20% damage inflicted. Probably it's a decent damage hit. I mean, it's useful. Increased defense, strength, and shield. I mean, ally protection is still there, and obviously stone skin, but it's ignoring most of the defensive buffs. Dragon Shuriken. I like the name. 5 goes to a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies. Ooh, before attacking puts increased crit rate and crit damage on this champ for 2 turns. Nice. That's going to make him a powerful nuker. 30% damage from books as well. He's probably going to clap, guys. Like Genbo 2.0? Actually, double check. I think Genbo does the exact same thing. So Genbo, increased crit rate, increased crit damage, and then he attacks. He can also decrease enemy buffs, which is useful. This guy, he definitely seems like Genbo. If he's a fusion thing, if you're early game and you can't do the fusion, this guy could be a nice consolation prize to get 1 copy, if that's so. Sanctified Killer. Increases crit damage by 10% every time he kills an enemy. Up to 30%. I mean, it's not a massive stack, but hey, it's a chunk of damage. If you are an early game player, that could be a big... like, you could be sitting at, like, I can only build a champion with, like, 150% crit damage. That's a pretty decent chunk. Anyway. These stacks will not reset upon death. Cool. Yeah. Do stacks generally reset upon death? I wouldn't have thought so. Interesting. If his Blades of Finality skill kills an enemy, so the big double hitter, the next skill they use will ignore 30% defense. That's worded weirdly. Like, you could interpret that as if you kill an enemy, you would ignore 30% of that enemy's defense. I'm presuming that's not the case. I'm presuming this is just generally his next move. So if you come into arena, let's say you go into an arena fight and they have a few people in stone skin, like hit him with Blades of Finality. Now, if you're relying on the crit rate, be missing the full benefit. You could do this move and then pop off with your AoE with 30% defense ignore. Or maybe just open with this, follow with this, and then do the A1 to finish off their reviver or something. Cool. This guy seems cool. He seems fun. Yeah, it definitely looks like, to me, like sort of Genbo. He looks a bit like Genbo, basically. He could be fun. Obviously, you're not being like, well, shit, Harima, get in the vault. Old Slixus is coming out. Obviously not, but for an early game player, yeah, he's gonna be nice. All right, and then just Sylvan Watchers to go. Ooh, new mythical. Nace, the Shadow Thief, or Nace, the Shadow Thief. Look at this guy. He's got a cool bow. I really like the effect on that. That's very nice. Cool. So he's an attack-based... he's got really high HP. He's an attack-based champion. Very high HP, very high attack. 60. So he's a proper nuker. 105 speed. He's squishy. Let's take a look. All Piercer. Attacks one enemy. Ignore shield, unkillable block. I mean, is that piercing all? Is that all? Nice, the Shadow Thief. Are you sure that's all? I think there's more defensive buffs than that. We saw some other ones when we were looking at the Lizard. He had some... was it the Lizard? One of the champions we looked at was ignoring some different things. We'll give it to you. Okay, ignore shield, unkillable, and block damage. I mean, that is useful. Hitting through those is good. Cool. Scales on HP and attack. Oh, funky. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, Black Feather Barrage. All right. 4-turn goes to a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies. Will not trigger counterattacks and ignore shield. So mostly useful against like a Taurus and ignoring shields as well. Also steals 20% turn meter from each enemy. This effect cannot be resisted by enemies at more than 50%. Okay. And that's a steal as well. That's pretty good. So bam, slam him, steal. I mean, it's nothing compared to an Arman's, but it's there. This guy's magic affinity, by the way, like Arman's is. Thief's Omen. 3-turn cooldown, 1 book for 20% damage. Attacks one enemy, deals double damage to bosses. Destroys the target's max HP and decreases their attack, defense, speed, resistance, and accuracy by 10% when you hit them with a skill for the first time. Does not work against bosses. Also increases this champion's max HP, attack, defense, speed, resistance, and accuracy by 10%. Each time you decrease enemy stats with this skill. Finally puts block revive if the target is killed by this skill. Ooh. Well, this is spicy. That's really bizarre. So you do like 10% reduction of most of their stats when you hit them for the... So you can only do it once. It's not a massive amount, but it's something. And then it's permanently boosting his stats. So you can hit multiple enemies with this and really get his stats really boosted up. The block revive is nice as well. Double damage against bosses. So it obviously doesn't do any of this stacking stuff against bosses. It just hits the boss really, really hard, which is nice. Scales off HP and attack as well. So flips to its alternate form. Yeah, same thing. Glinting Savior, 4-turn cooldown. Does 5% more damage for each 10% HP the target's lost. Wow, so you come in with your AoE nuke, smack them, steal their turn meter, and then you blast somebody and block revive. That's interesting. I wonder if it decreases their stats before it does the damage. Probably not. Also prevents this champion's death. Keeps them alive on 1 HP when hit with a fatal hit. Yo, transforms them into alternate form. That's powerful as well for Arena. That's very powerful. This guy is intriguing. What's he got here? HP in all battles. Like, it seems like he's going to scale more off HP, right? But he could also scale off of attack. Like, he's still going to be hella squishy, right? Because he's, well, not hella squishy. If he mostly scales off HP, this is really going to come down to his multipliers. I think that oftentimes, I don't know of any of examples off the top of my head. Let me know in the comments. But I think whatever they list first is usually the better scaler. I don't know if that's a rule or if I'm making that up. I might be making it up. But, I mean, it's like, if he scales a hell off of HP, he could actually be reasonably tanky, which would be cool, and then still hit really hard. I mean, since he scales off both, and they're both so good, he's probably going to smack. Kind of an interesting nuker. Yeah, I like him. Good block revive champion. Then he switches into... Whoa, what the fuck? Oh my god. Whoa, alrighty. Hello. He switches. It's Brachus. It's Chicken Brachus. Brachus the chicken. Looks awesome. That's cool. Okay, he switches into a big crow, I guess. Okay, we're back. My, I don't know, Windows want to do some sort of update. That was weird. Okay, so he switches into a HP form. Second, high HP, good defense this time. His attack goes into the dirt. So he still has high crit damage. Bizarre. Okay, what the hell? Fade Talons attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit heals this champion by 7.5% of his max HP. If his HP is full, each hit fills the turn meter by 15% instead. Okay, so you're getting 15% heal total, 30% turn meter. Seems okay. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Murder of Crows. Yeah, okay, so I guess he is a crow. Lightning Crow. Attacks all enemies. 4 goes to a 3-turn cooldown. Places Provoke for 1 turn if he has more than 50% HP. Cannot be resisted if he has more than 75%. Okay. If he has 50% HP or less, puts a stun for 1 turn. That cannot be resisted. So it's definitely better. Yeah, it seems like it's definitely better to be lower on life than when you're between 50 and 75. It's like, it's kind of the worst one. Then you go above 75 and it's like, okay, now it's an irresistible provoke. Wonky. That's really weird. Like, he's got there's nothing in his base form that requires accuracy. So yeah, that's pretty funky. So like in Arena, he seems like he could be a great Arena champion so far. Like, that's powerful as well. So yeah, okay, you switch. He's probably just going to die. Well, let's read the rest of his kit. Read the rest, then we'll put it all together. Feather Shield, 6 turn goes to 4 turn cooldown. Removes all debuffs from this champion, puts a number of continuous heal buffs on him equal to the amount of debuffs removed. Also puts counterattack, and block damage for 2 turns. Cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred. Okay, what's the passive? Increases his max HP, defense, speed, resist, and accuracy by 15% for every dead enemy and ally, including bosses and their minions in battle? Stacks it. So against like a spider boss, like Spider, who has like, what, 10 spiderlings or something? You're going to get 100% bonus max HP. He's a HP-based damage dealer. Am I wrong? He's a HP-based damage dealer. He's going to get 100% bonus max HP and defense, and he's going to get 100% bonus speed? Is that going to be, like, if I build him with 250 speed, does that mean he's going to be 500 speed? Or is it going to be base speed? I mean, still 105 extra speed is nuts. That seems insane. I mean, it can't be base accuracy. I mean, if you're getting 100% bonus off of 0, it's not a whole lot, is it? So... what the hell? Okay, also revives one random ally with half HP and turn meter each time he kills an enemy. Holy shit, this guy is hilarious. This guy's really good, I think. We'll see what his scaling is, but he seems like he's going to be like mid-tanky in Form 1. It seems like you're going to build him high HP and the attack's more of a bonus. I mean, we'll see. So Form 1, he's just like slamming in the AoE, stealing turn meter. He's blocking revive and scaling up his stats permanently. I wonder if that carries through to his other form. That would be insane. His A1 is also pretty decent. Then you can manually change him. If you want to, you can manually flip him over. If you don't want to, whenever he's going to die, he'll just stay alive on 1 hit point, flip over. I guess he wouldn't instantly take a turn, though. That would be a problem, right? Or does it instantly give him an extra turn? Probably not. So he might flip over. Oh, he might flip over into Form 2 on 1 HP, but he might only be 20% turn meter. That makes it weaker. Okay. So, like, if you've got, like, another champ, he just tickles him, he'll just die. But if he gets a turn, he'll fully cleanse himself, put a bunch of heals out, give himself counterattack block damage that can't be removed. So unless they've got something that ignores block damage, he becomes unkillable for 2 turns, and whenever you attack him, he's going to counterattack, which will heal him or steal turn meter. He's probably going to hit really hard if anyone is dead. And whenever he kills someone, he starts reviving people. Then he can provoke and stun. This guy seems hilarious. Yeah, I mean, he'll be super fun to test out. He might just survive, switch over on 1 HP, and then just fall over dead. But if it works well, so I don't know, maybe it's terrible, but this guy, he looks visually cool. He seems awesome. Okay, I like him a lot. Ooh, all right. What? Whoa. Whoa. Incensa, Grail Bearer. What the hell? Incensa? Okay, she looks cool. Awesome. All right. Not as cool as the Mythic, but still cool. So she's a Void Legendary support. I like the Y. That's fun. That's one. That's fun. Did I say 1? I don't know. Let's take a look. So she's a Void support, 110 base speed, nice and fast, decent defensive stats, not crazy, but decent. Battle Catalyst A1 attacks all enemies 50%, goes to 70%, putting decreased attack for 2 turns. The ally with the highest crit damage. Oh shit. This A1 is insane. The ally with the highest crit damage also joins to attack the enemy with the lowest HP. That's insane. That's so good. That's a great A1. My goodness, for Hydra, that's so strong. Just slamming out A1 War Masters with decreased attack and a little ally attack with your best champion against the weakest enemy. Like, if that hits a decapitated head, I wonder how it's programmed. If it does target decapitated heads, that could be so powerful. Insane A1. It's also good for arena. Well, you could get polymorphed, it's the only thing. Let's see. Fumes of the Grail. Oh, it all makes sense now. There's another red dot there as well. Okay. Oh, here's the guy. Harmony. It all makes sense now. I saw some comments. People called it. Chance to place chance to place debuffs on weak hits when attacking enemies under Poison Cloud. Yep, somebody called it. They're going to make champions with Poison Cloud. Puts Poison Cloud, 30% increased speed, and 2 continuous heals on a target ally for 2 turns and gives them 50% turn meter. Damn, you put this on your damage dealer in Arena or in Hydra. Poison Cloud makes every hit a weak hit. Like, it makes them insanely tanky. This makes burners a lot stronger. Hot diggity dogs. That's kind of insane. That is kind of insane. Okay. Wow. All right. Malignant Growth. 5 turn goes to a 3 turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies. 75 to 100% chance of decreased defense and weaken. Ignores block debuffs. Woo! Okay. Incensed. I love it. Incensed. Increases their accuracy by 10 for each buff on each enemy. Whenever an enemy receives a buff, their turn meter is decreased by 10%. Yo, that's really good. Yo, this champ's kind of nuts. 70 accuracy in all battles. That's a good aura as well. This chick is insane. She's insane. So, obviously in Arena, Polymorph will be a problem. You could always run her 0 accuracy in Arena. I mean, This Stone Skin will block it, but block debuffs won't. So for their damage dealer, you will pretty much land decreased defense weaken on their damage dealer, and damage dealers often don't have polymorph. So you will land that. She's Void as well. Void Affinity, 3-turn decreased defense weaken, makes her good. Right? We've seen like Bellinor run in great Hydra teams, Venus, everyone. So she's coming in with that. She also got mega buffs for your damage dealer. Funny thing is, you're going, no, a lot of buffs. It's going to make your person a target for Head of Mischief. Everything's going to get stolen. Well, no, because Poison Cloud. It makes somebody a Mischief tank, makes anyone a Mischief tank. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, by the way. Yes, there's 50% turn meter fill. If you make her fast enough, she can keep this up on a damage dealer the whole time, even despite the 50% turn meter. You're probably bringing it. In fact, you definitely are bringing increased speed for your whole team anyway. It's Hydra, of course you are. But it will make them a Mischief tank, anyone a Mischief tank. And Poison Cloud means Head of Mischief cannot steal those buffs because everything's a weak hit. Can't steal them. Can't steal your turn meter either, I'm presuming. I mean, we never had Poison Cloud before. I'm assuming it blocks everything from Mischief. So she makes anyone the best Mischief tank in the game. Wow. Plus AoE decrease attack with ally attack, plus AoE decrease defense weaken. Passive is this passive is great for I mean, maybe it works against Hydra. It might, it might. Maybe. Probably not. They're probably immune to turn meter decrease, probably. Yeah, they gotta be. But for Arena, that's great. That's great. And the accuracy boost will let her do it fairly. She's like she's gonna be top tier Hydra champion, no doubt. Decreased defense weaken, insane mischief tank, and decrease attack and ally attack. Like, it's the whole package, really. That's a really, really strong Void legendary. She's exciting. Then, we've got a rare. Ingrid. Ingrid Twist Staff. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is the patch. This is the patch, guys. You might be excited about new blessings, but even more exciting than new blessings and new champions is we're replacing half of the eyes in the game with Ys. Yes, the ultimate feature. Ingrid Twist Staff is a rare support. Some of these rare supports are actually pretty strong for Sylvan Watchers. And okay, look at this. So attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 15 goes to 30% chance of decreased defense for 2 turns. I mean, there's that new rare blessing, right? He doesn't want Phantom Touch. We'll see what else he does, but like, you could give him the blessing, which makes this a decent chance for big decreased defense, which is pretty nice. Attacks all enemies, fills his turn meter by 5% for each leech debuff on each enemy. Okay, 3-turn cooldown. That Feasting Shadow, 3-turn cooldown, attacks all. Weird. Okay, attacks all enemies before attacking, puts increased accuracy on all allies. It's the small one. Does the blessing? This guy is funky. Hang on. The blessing. Nature's Bounty. It's only debuffs. It puts the bigger debuff. Okay. Still, he is the last one, so it'd be very easy to get. He's got two 3-turn AoE, so this has a chance to place Leech. 50 goes to 75%. Small increase. This guy, I mean, if he hits hard, he could actually be really good damage. He probably doesn't hit hard. He's a support. He probably doesn't. I mean, 25% damage, 20%. He might do decent damage. That could be funny. He could be like a hidden sneaky nuker. That could be hilarious. But if his damage is bad, I mean, give him like stun set and high speed. His speed kind of sucks, but he's ripping through turns, guys. AoE attack can place Leech, then AoE attack gets turn meter boost. And it's A1 decreased defense. I think this is a pretty solid rare, honestly. Yeah, he doesn't scale super well with that blessing. It just gives him a chance for the bigger decreased defense, and he's got such short cooldowns. I mean, 2 3-turn cool, like, that's better than most epics. There's very few epics that have 2 3-turn cooldown AoEs. That's actually insane. He's really good. He's one of the best rares in the game, guys. Just give him a stun set or provoke set. Provoke set would actually be really good. Because provoke set's got a higher chance to land. He's reasonably tanky for a rare, and like, he's getting extra turn meter. He's giving Leech. Like, you could build him tanky and just let him go to town with these AoEs, or give him a merciless set. Give him 9-piece merciless and watch him just destroy. That'd be hilarious. He seems pretty good. Okay, so he is the fusion rare. So there you go. Almost definitely. Actually, no, there's no fusion rare. Of course, there's no fusion rare. So he's just a random rare, but he's really good. It does look like the fusion epic, because there's only epics from fragments. It's going to be Slixa from the looks of it. So yeah, I think Slixus Again, yeah, if you are early game and you can't do the fusion, this guy could be a really good, like if you're a brand new player, he could be a fantastic arena nuker for you. He could be really, really nice, actually. So it'd be worth grabbing one copy for sure. And yeah, then if you can do the fusion, you can do the fusion. Obviously, people are going to meme and say that the epic is better than the fusion legendary. That's definitely not the case, I think. But yeah, anyway, there you go. Look. All the champions, there's some fun ones there. There's some fun. God, the Sylvans really got a glow up. They got a really, really nice mythical right there. Second one for them. And he's a big damage dealer from the looks of it. He's pretty interesting. And this Void Legendary is really good as well. It's been a long time since a guaranteed Void Legendary. They might, like, if they were to do one, I mean, actually, they might have done one by the time I've done this video, right? There's a Hero's Path on. It could be a guaranteed champion. They might have done Senna, to be fair. But if they didn't do a guaranteed Senna, it's been a good while since a guaranteed Void. If they did Incensa Grail Bearer, like, the chick's insane. It's like, she's nuts. So if you got a lot of Void shards saved up, you'd be pretty happy. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But guys, there you go. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about all of these new champions, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.